Before today's video, I wanted to make an announcement. I am going to be raising money for my local children's hospital through Extra Life. This is my 7th year participating in this great cause. I've seen people that I love fight cancer, and no child should have to go through that. I'm going to leave a link in the comments pinned down below, guys. Every dollar helps kids get the care and treatment and comfort that they deserve through the hardest time of their life. So please consider donating and make a difference today. Thank you, guys. Obsidian used to be one of the most respected RPG studios on Earth, guys. If you saw that Obsidian logo on an open world RPG, you were set. You were like, let's go. They gave us Fallout New Vegas, one of the best games of all time, guys. One of the best written games of all time. A game that people still hold in high regard to this day. And now they've become a meme, a literal meme, guys. A studio that can't sell copies of video games to save their lives. A studio that can't keep players to save their lives. And a studio that can't even take criticism without melting down online. They are a living, breathing clown show. Their latest release, guys, The Outer Worlds 2, was supposed to prove that they still had it. But instead, it's proof that they completely lost their way. The little puppy that lost its way, like on Billy Madison, they lost their way both creatively and culturally, guys. They're lost in the sauce. So what happened to Obsidian? How did one of gaming's smartest studios turn into a shell of its former self? Let's go ahead and talk about it. The fall of a legend here, guys. When you look back, Obsidian, they used to represent something rare. Developers who actually listened to their audience. New Vegas, like I mentioned. Pillars of Eternity. Those were deep, player-driven experiences that were built on passion, not politics. Fast forward to 2025, their games barely register on the charts. According to Steam data, guys, The Outer Worlds 2 peaked at just over 18,000 players launch weekend. That's not bad for a small indie title, if it was like a small two-person studio. But for a major Xbox-funded studio and a sequel to a game that already had somewhat of name recognition, that's catastrophic. That's bad. That's what closes studios down. 18,000 people, you're out of your mind. For comparison, guys, the first Outer Worlds had over 20,000 peak players at launch, meaning the sequel, after years of hype, underperformed its predecessor. And that's a no-no. I don't care how you try to spin it. I don't care how many times Circano is going to come out in the next few weeks trying to hype this up as some success. It's not. This is a flop. Okay? Even worse, remember Avowed? Their other recent project, Avowed, that was like dead on delivery, a flop where people like the art director were saying that they try not to hire people that are too white. That pulled in 19,000 peak players, which means a game that was heavily criticized, a game that was labeled as woke and something that was going to be dead on arrival, actually managed to outperform their newest flagship RPG, The Outer Worlds 2. Wow, that is a huge freaking yikes right there, guys. The numbers do not lie. This isn't just a bad launch, guys. This is a pattern. A pattern that we look at. And they hate that term. All these little wokies, they hate that. When you say, oh, it's pattern recognition, they hate that. Every single Obsidian release since New Vegas has drawn in fewer players than the one before it. You don't want to go down, okay? Unless it's on your mother. You don't want to go down. You want to tread up. And it's not just about Game Pass either. I know Game Pass cannibalizes sales to a bit. And sure, you can say, well, it's on multiple platforms. But these numbers reflect the largest PC storefront, which is Steam. If you're a major developer and your title tanks on Steam, it's a red flag. You might as well pack it up. 18,000 peak on Steam. You can't build a sustainable studio on Game Pass downloads alone, guys. You need people paying the $70 for this game. And to think at one point they were trying to charge 80,000 for it. But you need sales, guys. You need excitement. You need trust. And Obsidian doesn't have any of that anymore. They've lost the consumer's trust a long time ago, guys. And the reviews for this game speak volumes. When you look at the reviews, it tells the same story. Critics are giving Outer Worlds 2 about an 83, which is decent. A 6.6 on Metacritic. That's not great, but I guess it's fine. And I played the game. I streamed it for a few hours, and I've played it off stream as well. It's an okay game. It's not terrible. It's not the worst game of the year by any stretch of the imagination. Not even the worst game of the last few years. But it's uninspired. You can just tell that they really didn't try. When you pour millions of dollars, I think there was like 100 million put into this game, fine is a failure. If it's just fine, that's not good enough, guys. The player feedback is filled with phrases like uninspired, repetitive, soulless, if you look at all these reviews, and that's the word that keeps coming up. Soulless. And that was the problem with Avowed as well. It felt soulless. It was like a lot of nothing. It's so weird. Somewhere along the way, Obsidian stopped making RPGs for players. They started making them for themselves, for their own political soapbox and stuff. I don't understand how major studios like this forget what brought them to the dance, what brought their reputation so high. It's like a culture shift for no fucking reason, which is where it gets interesting, because it's not just about bad sales or mediocre reviews, guys. Earlier this year, leaked Slack messages. This was a big thing that I didn't get to talk about. There was leaked Slack messages from Obsidian developers that painted a picture of a company that is completely detached from its own audience. They literally hate gamers. They hate you guys. We're talking about internal chats, mocking fans, bragging about triggering conservative snowflakes, and celebrating when players get mad over pronouns and menus. Like, oh, we're going to put pronouns in this on purpose. Those weren't random people in those Slack things, guys. Those were actual developers working on Avowed, working on Outer Worlds 2. And that is what backfired. That's like a nail in the coffin. Consumers like us, we see that stuff. We see them literally having messages shit-talking us leaked. The tone isn't something like, let's make something people love. They're deliberately trying to make something to upset us. And that's why we complain about this stuff, guys. It's not because there's female protagonists or African-American characters or black characters. It's because the people that are making these games are disgusting, vile, insufferable human beings. That's the heart of the problem, guys. Obsidian's culture used to be about player choice. Now it's about ideological validation. Like, oh, can we promote our ideologies on here? It's a studio full of people who seem more interested in impressing each other on Slack than making good games. Video games are supposed to be fun. Do you not remember that? Why don't these guys remember that? It's literally a company on life support, guys. Sure, they had a small win with Grounded 2. There was about 50,000 players that played that at launch, but even that fell off of a cliff shortly after that, like within months. Who's talking about Grounded 2 at all? And for every one of those small wins, there's another Outer Worlds 2 that's dragging them back down into that pit, right? You can't keep bleeding relevance like this. Eventually, Xbox is going to stop writing checks. They're going to start firing people because if you're consistently putting out underperforming sequels and PR disasters, what's the point? What's in it for them? It's hard to believe that this is the same studio that gave us New Vegas. Sit down and think about that. A game that has more heart, more personality than anything modern. AAA developers can't even produce anything close to New Vegas at this point. And why does this matter? Because there might be somebody, oh, well, why does this matter? This is about what happens when talented studios lose their identity chasing approval of a small percentage of people, woke-tards, instead of passion. They stop taking risk, they stop caring about their audience, and eventually the people who love them walk away. And we're seeing it with these numbers, or lack thereof. I would love for Obsidian to make a comeback, guys. I really would. But until they get back to what made them great, which is storytelling, player agency, respect for their fans, first and foremost, studios, please, where's the respect? RESPECT? Tell me what that means to me. We're just going to keep seeing the same pattern, which is mediocrity wrapped in nostalgia. They were banking on this game selling good because it's nostalgic, I guess. Oh, it's Obsidian, right? Anyways, that's what's going on with the Outer Worlds 2. What do you think, guys? Can Obsidian recover from this? Do they have a shot? Or is this the end of the studio that once gave us New Vegas? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll be checking them out. If you found this video interesting, please hit that like button or that dislike. Either way, don't forget to hit that sub. I'm not saying this shit for my health. We're on the road to 100K subscribers. Please hit that sub and that like button. It helps grow the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, take care. Peace out.